Nations event, but a combination of two things, isn't it, for the Steve Davis Trophy, this 10th year of it. Mark Callan, he's definitely not willing to just stride out and get this match won, take it by the scruff of the neck. He's almost trying to feed off mistakes, and when Joey Long is not making the mistakes, well, he's got nothing really to go at.
Frame 15.
So for the second time, frame 15 gets underway. 7-all in the final, in this race to 9. Say race, I've been playing 5.5 hours.
There's been a lot of long matches, haven't there, this week? There's been some very good snooker as well. It's very enthralling. A lot of matches have gone deep, haven't they, also? Plenty of deciders in the earlier rounds.
Yeah, and I've heard, the English Open described as a sort of poor relation of the Home Nation series, but actually we've had some terrific finals down the years, and as you say, this year, a lot of close matches, all watched by large crowds.
Foul. Miss. Trail off.
Well short there.
You'll have to come round and see if that red's on. Surely he hasn't left the red on, has he? Do you know he has? So that is, as you say, well short. To not even cover the red on the left. Think about that, Sean, is you can afford to go into the pack a little bit further because you're not going to push any reds in play. So to finish short like that is quite a bad error. Just what Joey Long needed. Now he's levelled a chance early. He must be feeling like this is possible now. Won a ranking tournament, 3 finals if you include the shootout ranking. Not won them all or looked like winning them, to be honest.
No, actually, even the shootout was one-sided. Michael Holt just made a break and it was over in about 6 minutes. That was it. Well, the last time the final was level was 1 each, and of course Joey Long's never been in front. Of course, coming here to the English Open, it had been 2 years since he'd been in a semi-final, and we won't go through what happened there again, but it was a pretty traumatic experience. He looked like he won and ultimately didn't. It must have set him back. But were he to win the final now, what a breakthrough it would be for him.
I think he's hoping that pink would go on its own spot or anywhere else but where it had been placed by Kevin Dabrowski, because it's blocked the red off at the bottom of the bunch, which would have gone otherwise. I think that's why he was shaking his head. Well, there's a bit of an angle, but it's not perfect for driving the cue ball into the bunch of reds. Oh, I think it bounced out. And I think he knows it. All I'll say is he didn't get on a red anyway, so it's not the end of the world. See it again. I mean, it may be that having bounced out, the fact that it double kissed might have saved him. the cue ball was going in towards the reds. I'm not going to say that it was a big moment because I don't know if he'd have made money from it. Clearly, balls occasionally bounce out of the middle pockets, but very rarely the corners. The trouble here, he can't even play the containing shot, the dump shot, leaving the cue ball at this end of the table because the two reds there. So there's no obvious safety shot that springs to mind here. You have to find something. I don't even think he's got a pot to bail out with. In the absence of anything else, so the bottom red, below the black spot tight on the cushion, just above the 7 of Mark Eller's name on the graphic, that's one that is quite hard to hit thin. Crowd have been here all week. They want to see somebody lift the trophy. They're not going to go home until they do. It's always difficult to play a thin safety on a red that's tight on the cushion. But he may have to play it. I understand why he's had a look at this. He's looking for a thin contact, and you can catch these too thick and the cue ball goes nowhere. That's exactly the point, isn't it? It just doesn't go anywhere if you get it fractionally too thick when it's on the cushion.
It just feels hard to believe that this final's now going to be won with, a couple of breaks. It's going to feel tense right to the end. Alan started, didn't he, after the interval really well. He was on that 60 break, missed a red to left middle. It was a big moment because Joe made that great clearance as Alan knocks that in. Cue ball travelling on though. But yeah, had he made a frame-winning break, 7-5, you could easily have seen him winning 9-5, but that's not what happened, and Joe really made that terrific clearance to suggest that he's got the temperament to get this final one.
and he took an eternity and not to end up snookering his opponent. He's overthinking shots and he's getting the opposite result. He looked at so much there and he hasn't even got the snooker. Very well done. Very well done. There's only one red he could actually hit there because the black was covering the bulk of the reds in the middle of the table. Well, he did look at the black and he knew that he was not. It's put him in a world of trouble here. Even if Joey Long can get to any part of the reds, he's in trouble. He's in a big way. Yeah, he got a clear shot at that red, but what on earth could you do with it? Might be able to just play a containing shot on the bottom left-hand red, just to the right of the pink there by playing it side cushion. But even then, he might leave something. Definitely a clear shot at the red if we ever got to the 3 strikes rule. But that's, he's not even missed it once yet. He's looking at the thin edge on that. He's getting right out of trouble if he can get the thin edge of this red. You can see that offline. Now this is where the replacement is all important because he could get to it, we feel. Now Kevin Dabrowski's got to put it back in the same place. That's why Mark Allen is there. He wants to make sure that the balls are replaced accurately, understandably, because this is a crucial replacement. And you're talking fractions. Absolute fractions of a millimetre as to So whether you can get through to the red to hit it thin.
Maybe half a centimeter towards where the black is. They have another. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark.
And he's telling Mark that he's playing a different shot, so Mark didn't worry. I think it was replaced perfectly, actually. This was the red I was saying earlier that he probably would play. He's not doing any damage now, is he, with that, let's be honest. And that same thin edge, a clearer shot of it, but you missed the first one by an absolute mile. Well, very similar shot. Not too bad. I don't know. I don't think that red on the left will pass the pink. Mark Allen is. I don't know if he's willing to really attack anyway, but I'm not saying there's a shot here, but you know, is he going to decide on a different plan of action from here whereby he takes a few shots on? Because when he does, he looks incredibly dangerous actually. But at times he's looked unwilling to even go down that route in this whole event. He's in the final, so he's doing something right, clearly. Good shot.
Well, 9 minutes now since the last pot. When you see the black go over pocket, you know, you have visions of reds gathering around it and a total stalemate. We've seen that many times. But also 7-all in the final, so you can understand it being tense.
Well, there is the mistake. There it is. And what? He's got a red, he's got a chance to certainly get the two high value colours in play. They're in play now, but on their spots, I mean. So, seemingly the end of the stalemate anyway, now that the black is going to be potted here. But it's a chance. Now he's got to go into positive mindset, I'm sure. It's his best chance he's had for a while. Sure he played on that red, that he's going to be on down the cushion.
Thanks. My darling, thanks.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been playing on that red because you can see the red next to where he was queuing also went. And it was definitely a good chance as he scored there. Easy red, easy black, and red's open. Played 8 from it, that's all. Slightly tricky this black because you can't see the pocket in your eye line with all the reds in the way, and if this goes in, I mean it's a wonderful opportunity, it really is, but this is not simple. Very good. It's seriously a good chance now for a player who is so far behind. If he could strike the front, wow, I mean it would be huge shot in the arm for his chances of winning his first ranking event. Be some turnaround, which I don't think anyone predicted.
No, it wasn't just the scoreline at half-time, 6-2 of course to Alan. It was the fact that, you know, he was playing positively. He was outplaying Joey Long, who didn't really seem to have too many answers. But the nature of the match has changed tonight, and he's shown his resilience, hasn't he? Without sort of, you know, making centuries every frame, he's stuck in with good safety, made the great clearance, of course, a few frames back. 60 behind, that was frame 13. But he's still under pressure because, of course, it would be such an achievement to finally win a trophy.
It'll be interesting to see what his next red's going to be from here. If he comes back to where he was shaping up, it'll be the red to the right of the black. Yeah, so that'll be the one. But even then, it's a bit congested now, coming in at that angle. The 3 reds below, blocking him off from just playing up onto the black into the opposite corner. So it doesn't look very easy to get on a colour at all. He doesn't want to miss the pot by trying something too expansive and giving the advantage straight back to Alan. Oh, that's a brilliant shot. That's a brilliant shot. He'd had a ball bounce out of that pocket, hadn't he, earlier in the frame, actually. I was wondering if you're thinking that if he hit it too hard, the same sort of thing could happen. He may have played through that gap on the pink or even to try on the black, but still beautifully played. Well, at the moment, he looks by far the stronger. Doesn't mean he'll win, but that's what it is happening right now.
Yeah, he's sensing an opportunity, isn't he? This is what he's been dreaming of for a long time. To put himself in a position where he needs 1 frame to win his first ranking title. Seen a number of his compatriots, of course, being successful, not least Shazing Tong winning the World Championship. Because when he broke through, of course, he won the World Cup with the Yambing Town when he was just 17. he was earmarked at that point as, you know, a potential tournament winner. It's not quite happened yet, but maybe tonight's the night.
Well, it takes time. It has to take time, the learning from defeats and all of that. You know, even when Judd Trump first turned professional, everyone gave him this big rap saying that he's going to be a champion. It took a while, you know, qualifiers, some good players in the mid-rankings. So it takes you a while to get there.
Yes, it took Mark Allen 7 years from turning pro, albeit at a very young age, where he won his first ranking title back in 2012.
And it's absolutely perfect.
Fancy.
So, Zhou Yulong closing in on taking the lead for the first time in this English Open final. Mark Allen all week has come back from the brink of defeat. Is the shoe going to be on the other foot tonight? Is he going to lose from 7-3 up? Or is he going to come back again and win the last two? Firstly, Zhou has to put his frame away. He's going to need the black and one more red to do that. So the red in open play will mean 5 on the spin. Barring Snooker's the lead for the first time. What resilience is shown here.
What will Mark Allen be thinking? How will he respond to this? Is he going to decide to open up, or is he going to carry on almost hoping that the mistakes are going to come from his opponent, which he can feed off? That's the kind of brand of snooker he's playing at the moment. And if the players don't make mistakes, then he doesn't really get any chances. 60 the difference. He might carry on.
53 and
No, he hasn't.
So Zhou Yulong then has won 5 frames.